Previously, on the Manor House.
I'm not going to let you get away with this, you drunk.
What are you not going to say? Don't you see? Little Jimmy isn't your son. I'm his father.
I think you'll find this is the Duchess's real will, and you were cut out of it, Nigel.
I'm not Nigel. I'm his identical twin half-brother, Trevor. Someone needs to stop you. I'm going to dob you into building control.
Not without the antidote to the poison you just drank, my friend.
Obviously, while I'm painting the ceiling, it actually gives me a very good opportunity to check that that fucking electrician's put the lights in properly and where I want them. He thinks I'm painting the ceiling, but I'm just double checking the quality of his work.
I'm double checking the quality of your painting.
I think your work might be better than my painting.
You know what you should have done, Hills? You should have put some masking tape up there.
I'll put some masking tape over your mouth if you get the clock off.
Hilary used some masking tape on her paint, and when she peeled it off, that happened.
Yeah, but I used the proper sort of masking tape.
We're not mentioning any brands here, but it's happened to me with that stuff as well.
Well, I didn't water down my emulsion enough, apparently.
Oh.
So that was the trick.
Is that...
Yeah, but obviously the beautiful electronics and electrics in here will detract from any shit paintwork I do.
Those are some nice lights, aren't they? Showing they're not cool white.
I know, but at my age, this warm white is so much more flattering.
Some people did have suggestions for a more in-keeping pull cord switch, however. So you can get some
oh yes,
quite decorative looking...
Yeah, something a little bit more, or less...
plastic.
Utilitarian and plastic, exactly.
And that is a quality pull cord switch, of course.
Yeah, quality pull switches, that's what people who buy period houses need.
Do you like the tiling, Nigel?
The tiling I'm deeply upset by.
What don't you like about the tiling, Hills?
They are... It's the tiles I don't like, they're too twee. They're too twee and busy. And I wish I'd chosen something a little bit more...
You feel it's over-patterned?
Expensive. Just bad choice. But...
Is it all functional now? Have you used it?
No, I haven't used it, but yes, it is all functional. It's all ready to go. So I'm just finishing off the painting. I've got to do the skirting boards around the loo, and then a rug and a mirror, and then I'm done, I think.
And then you can...
Oh, and a door. A door would be useful.
Last time we were here, you were talking about perhaps leaving it open. You're putting a door on there, right?
Well, I don't know yet. I still don't know, to be honest. I'll do something, whether it's going to be a door, a curtain, or some sort of Heath Robinson affair. We haven't decided yet. We're making it up as we go along, generally. Yeah. But it'll get there. One thing I really did want in here that Dave refused to let me have was a plug socket.
Well, you can if it's 3 metres from the bath or shower, and you know what? I reckon...
Could you do it?
You might just make it.
Do you know, I would be the happiest person.
It's getting close. 3 metres, yeah.
You can have one behind the bug.
You could have one around by the toilet if you really wanted to sock it out of here. Plug your kettle into while you're having a shit.
Seriously?
I suppose you could multitask, couldn't you?
Put my coffee machine in here. Can't I have a plug down there or over there?
It has to be 3 metres from that shower tray, so that brings you to about where the foot of your step ladder is.
Oh right, okay. Not down there?
From here onwards. This corner, basically.
Yeah, I could have one there, because I'm putting a chest of drawers here as well.
What would you want on it?
A plug?
Yes,
for my hairdryer radio, and my curling tongs, and... Oh, I need to recharge my vibrator.
all sorts of images there. Yeah, we could pop it through that wall. It's just a shame some idiots tiled it.
Will you factor in that case, a plug in that corner would be perfect for radio, hairdryer, coffee machine.
So a home from home, right in the corner of your. Well, I suppose
because I'm going to put something there with all my girly stuff on.
if you feel the need to self-isolate, you can just shut yourself off from the world. You've got all the amenities right here.
Yeah.
You've got a view.
Yeah. So if it could just go in that down in that corner, it would just be perfect.
There you go. Sock out in a bathroom.
Thank you. And when the carpet comes up, we need to talk about lights in the room downstairs. So we need you to think about that, figure that out.
Yes. Fine.
Fab.
Super.
Marvellous.
Ace. Just a shame about these busy tiles, isn't it? But you had good service from Trinity Tiles, even though you bought something you didn't like.
I did. They were very good. They were very helpful. Very helpful. So, yes, I'd highly recommend Trinity Tiles and Dave Saver Electrical Services.
Right, we'll leave you to your painting. We're going to go knock some holes in for these plumbers.
Right, okay then.
It's a lovely spring day out there.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
There you go.
Thank you very much.
And here we are back in the ensuite that just got finished.
Yes.
Wow. This was all finished and complete, and now it's all been ripped out again.
Yes.
It's just the bath's going in instead of a shower, and the sink's being changed for whatever reason, and the tiles are all being changed.
Oh, we gotta get a socket in down there.
Oh yeah, shit. We need to do that today. We need to get that hole in. We can sort of tile around it then. Because we are effectively rewiring the annex, which is this bit here, upstairs and downstairs. We're going to pull some new feeds in, which are going to go from the spooler position up into the attic, across the attic. It's going to be very awkward to do this. Down the slope into the sub-attic, where we can then take them to the new board position. Are you having fun, Lucy?
Oh, this is right, not standing around doing nothing.
And you can give Nige a hand with the spooler to make sure that the cables don't catch up like that one just has, while I go into the depths of the attic, and we are talking about the very depths of this one, which is not going to be fun.
You smoke?
I am smoke. Because the roofers are here, it's actually quite light in the attic, because a lot of the tiles are off at present, but I've still got to get to the far depths of it. Fucking piece of shit. God damn it. Right, well there's our new feeds all pulled through between the board and here. Hopefully we won't have to get to that part of the attic again now. Then we keep saying it.
How much length do you want? This is.
I wonder if we should leave that on the reel.
Just leave the reel there.
Yeah.
And then when we eventually pull up this floor.
We may as well leave all three reels. Fucking glorious out here. And the scaffolding has gone. The roof's been done. Let's go inside. This is day 135 of a heat wave. It feels like it anyway. Delete's back! And Nigel's breaking into a sweat. It's a bit early for that, isn't it, mate?
I've not done the clock yet.
Come.
Oh no, sorry, let me try and get this straight. Nigel's been here working and he's sweating while Dave has been off playing with something and he's as cool as a cucumber.
So,
I'm not sure I can explain it.
what have you done, Nigel? You've been decommissioning services in this bathroom, which is going because there's going to be a doorway there, is there not?
There is a doorway right here.
That's Nigel's modelling there. That's a nice connection you've got going on there.
Yes, lovely. Check that out.
One that you installed.
They've taped it up, but forgotten to tape the bit where it's live.
Oh yeah, watch where you're sticking your fingers. That's
Yeah.
what it's on. Obviously, you're observing safe isolation rules on
Yes,
the site.
yes, I am isolated from the light. Look at that.
That's all. See, you teach
air
and delete
all
bad
around.
practices. If Delete's dead at the end of the day, it's all your fault. I recall this was a kitchenette down here. We came in last week and it's already been ripped out, but we've decommissioned the various services that were there. Those wall lights don't work anymore because they're going. Switch positions are gone. Sockets have been ripped out. We've still got some services in this wall, so we've got a JB there at the moment, waiting to come out when the wall comes out. Light switch has got to go. We've pulled in some new lighting positions. I was hoping to wholly rewire this whole annex section, but we can't particularly easily because, as it turns out, all the socket wiring that was serving the existing outlets that are still live and going around the room, we think they're all behind the skirting board, don't we, Nige?
Yes, yes.
And because we don't have permission basically to remove the skirting boards, we can't get the wiring to decommission it, so that section of room may have to stay on the old wiring for now. It's frustrating, isn't it? Because we just want to rip out and replace the whole bally lot. And it's also a very difficult floor to work on
Upstairs.
above.
The cavities are filled with rubble and
I
plaster.
think we might have got that on camera
I
before.
mean, filled right to the fucking
And they're all double joisted.
and double joist.
And it's a bit unpleasant. So for in here where she wants a new light position, that's the existing one, rewired, we've rewired the lighting, that's a new one. What we haven't rewired is the switching, isn't it? Because the switching's going here, which is obviously an absolute load of bollocks. We wanted to go back to this point here, which we can't get to from above.
Because of the shitty floors.
Because of the shitty floors. So we're thinking of using a kinetic switch in here
Lovely.
and effectively remote controlling it. What do you think about that, Delete?
It'd be good, that.
Delete says it's good. Is Hilary upstairs, or should we?
Just making a cup of tea for Nigel.
Oh, let's go. Should we go and have a look at what's going on up there? Because what we'll be pulling in here is a 32 amp cooker circuit, a radial socket circuit, and as I say, we've rewired the lighting. So that cable that's dangling down there is the old cooker circuit cable that we decommissioned. Used to go to DB3, the Hager board that's gone now.
That's going to be used as a drawer from upstairs.
Yeah.
For upstairs, isn't it?
So we're pulling our new cables down there. There'll be a stud wall there that we can put them into. Bish bash bosh, everyone's a wiener. Let's look at Hilary's new bathroom. Yeah, this is nice, isn't it? This was a completely different bathroom to what it was just 3 months ago. Completely different. Well, the toilet's the same, that's about the only thing that's stayed the same. Everything else has been ripped out and redone. Because there was a shower there. Madness, I say, madness. What's your thoughts on the socket outlet being in here, Delete?
I thought that was against regulations.
Ah, but not if it's over 3 metres away.
Where is it?
She wants one down in this corner. You can see we've actually cut the wall out.
We measured it.
Is it 3
Right in the
metres?
corner.
It is 3 metres from the bath, so we can get away with it. Madness, I say. Whole thing's madness. Ooh, that's an interesting thing.
There's very much cultural in there.
Well, there are a few interesting pieces, aren't there?
There's a guy looking like me in the picture. There's a
Yes.
tribal African mask.
Yes, this floor is very awkward to work under, and our cables at the moment, well, we brought them down from the attic. We've chased them in, although there's going to be a fitted wardrobe going here, obscuring all this.
Yes.
Well, we wanted them flush with the wall, didn't we?
Yes. And
They crossed the room.
up to about here.
Oh yeah, we dug out for the lighting. And our cables are all wrapped up in that corner, ready to be dropped down to below shortly. But today, now that Nigel's finished dicking around with whatever he was doing.
Getting down and dusty.
Indeed. Look at him. Look at him. Looking disgusting.
It's hot. It's hot. Look, look.
Proper heatwave stuff going on here.
My hair stands up. It's wet.
So this is going to be a bit of self-contained living space, this area. So we've got some feeds that we pulled through to the room above to bring down here that we need to get into place today. And we've only got this hand-drawn plan to go on. We could do with something a bit more measured. We've got a self-contained bathroom going in here, shower room. So you've got your shitter there and a shower tray going here. New lighting going in, so they're in the wrong place. And what used to be, I don't know, some kind of fucking Jesus shrine or something, which is rightfully getting boarded over. So today we're going to be bringing our feeds down, chasing out that wall, putting our surfaces where they need to be in those walls, the stud wall and the brick wall. Shouldn't take too long.
No.
I don't think there's too much to do. I'm hungover to fuck. Nigel is just fucked because he's old. I've got some soup there. I don't know what kind of soup it is. The wife gave it to me. Here you are, have this, you hungover bastard. We've got this old ring circuit here. We wanted to rewire this room, but we can't because the cables will go behind the skirting boards and the skirting boards aren't coming off and the floor's all been done around there and stuff. So we're stickety stuck with it, aren't we, Nige?
Yep.
So we're going to have our sockets going over here are all going to be on a new circuit. Our lighting's on a new circuit. Our cooking facilities are on a new circuit. But we do still have some legacy wiring passing through here, which we want to
lose.
Keep out of the way. Yeah, we can't just decommission it, but we're going to have to get shot of it. Exciting times.
Yes. What I'm thinking with this is if that's loose all the way through the back and it moves, we could take the one that we would have to cut in some way or pull back up and just disconnect it here, pull it back, get it down the stud, junction, new length coming through to here, and with this one it's just a matter of disconnecting it and joining it up in the stud. If you get that.
Maybe. I'm too hungover to think about it at the moment. I'm going to have to sit down with my soup for a while.
That's the only way I can think of hiding it completely, getting it into the stud, and then it'll be up against that edge in the 150mm zone. You alright, Dave?
Morning! Oh, thank you very much. That's really what I want first thing in the morning.
Here she is, Her Majesty herself. So this is a blank canvas. Now I've got your delightfully drawn plan here. Sorry, it got screwed up in the cab.
I spent hours on that.
It's upside down as well. The old bastard's gone out for a cigarette, hasn't he? So he's not here to pay any attention. What's going where? We haven't got your little stud wall here yet, have we?
Not yet. No.
Which was a bit of a pain because we're going to bring our cables down in that. We'll have to bring them down in a different way. Let me go and get the old git so that he can listen in on this. Oh, here he is.
Here he is.
He's been smoking a fag.
So the stud wall is going to be built right opposite.
Yeah, but it's not there, so it's by the by. The fridge freezer, is that this thing here?
I'm assuming it is.
So it's a full height
thing,
because you've got a picture of a socket behind now. I take it that's just to service the fridge freezer.
Yes, yeah.
What we'll do then is this 3.5 metre measurement, is that accurate?
It should be. I've got the kitchen plans. If you want to have a look at the kitchen plans.
Yes. If you've got something with some numbers on.
Let me get the phone. Hold on a second. Right, okay. Oh God, stop filming me! Go away!
We've got hours of this place. That's never going to get edited, so don't worry.
I think it's this one here. I think. Nigel, go away, otherwise I'll start filming you back. Right. I think that is pretty much it. Oh, but
That's what we're working off, is it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. It'll be a 60 centimetre,
It's going to be.
600mm cabinet or surface coming off there, won't it?
Yeah.
So-
The dishwasher is 450. So look, so you've got.
So we've got 450 for the dishwasher.
Then 450 the dishwasher. Then there's, I think, a 600 cabinet. Oh, hang on, yeah.
600 cabinet.
Then a hob.
600
again,
hob.
Which is, I'm assuming another 600. Then another cabinet. And then the fridge freezer. That takes you way past that, doesn't it? So it must be smaller than that. That means I'm going to have to find the info that goes with it. Hold on.
Where is that?
Where's the, did I leave it? Oh, hang on.
Oh, for fuck's sake, why is that in inches?
Oh, how many inches is it?
Who cares? It's irrelevant. 3.5 metres. That's what she's got on here, 3.5 metres.
So that's not going to be opposite the fireplace then, is it?
No.
Is it showing opposite the fireplace here? Where is it showing? It's drawn.
Your thing that says 3.5 metres, well that is 3.5 metres to there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So I'm not
okay.
convinced that stud is,
Where does it come to?
well, about here.
Right.
So it's
So is it pretty much in line with that, do you think?
no, it's
It's beyond.
beyond.
Well, which is, if it's got to be beyond, it's got to be beyond.
But I mean, they are the measurements, aren't they? You've got 600, 450, 600, 600,
Yeah.
600.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that's what it is. I had
600.
all the documents knocking around. There it is. Yeah, for Luke. So, in here. And that's pretty much what I got, which was going to be,
Did you draw this?
yeah, a 450, but there's 600
600
first.
the first, yeah.
Then 600, then 600, then 600, then 600.
I would suggest you
I went to 3.45, I think.
don't know how to use a tape measure.
Well, I didn't use a tape measure. I used the size of the units. Do you see what I
And
mean?
you still managed to fuck that up.
Well,
Because you
yeah,
thought
but
it
you
was going
can't
to be
get the
It's
units.
good job I didn't build the stud wall there, isn't
You
it?
can't get units that are. Well, that's the idea that Luke is going to build the stud wall after he's put the run in,
Okay, fair
so
enough.
that he knows exactly where.
So we know where things are going. So you've got a tall fridge freezer,
Yeah,
which is going to be here.
that's going to be there. Yeah.
So we're going to put you want a socket on this part here, don't you? Between the hob and the fridge. Hob and the fridge, hob and the fridge. So we want a socket there. We'll put a switched fuse next to that so that you can isolate the fridge. So there'll be power for the fridge but here,
Okay.
but there'll be a switch for it here.
There's an extractor.
Where we need high level power, do we? Is that a recirculating one?
Yeah. Is that the shit salt that?
The shit sort nobody ever uses because they don't work. Yeah, we got one of them. They make a lot of noise but they don't do anything. You've then got a space here, I take it there's another socket there.
Yeah.
We might have to put
Well, I was wondering if it could be in the far corner, so that it's in that corner.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be in that gap there, does it?
No.
So, are you sure one's enough around there?
Well, a double one?
It'd be a twin, yeah.
Yeah, I'm imagining toaster and coffee machine.
We'll also have one under the sink for the dishwasher to plug into.
Perfect. And I've got one on this end here.
What we will put in here is a cooker switch.
Okay, yeah. And
Is
the
this
top-
being tiled or splashback?
It's probably being tiled, but I'm not entirely certain yet. So one there, electric's there, and then the hob and cooker. So the
Yeah.
cooker. Then one at that end for my toaster and coffee machine.
Okay.
Or it could be on that back wall if you prefer.
It'd be easy if it was on the stud, yeah.
Yeah. I don't see why it can't be there. And then one on this end as well.
But does your work surface extend all the way to the
Yeah,
end?
all the way, yeah, and then there's just an end there, so I was imagining, yeah. But can it be sort of so that, yeah. So stack all my crockery there, wash up and put it there. So
Well, that's your sink going there, isn't it? So we'll have that sort of close to the end.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm thinking I'll charge the phone there maybe, and then in that upstairs cupboard, that sort of wall cupboard, I'd like there's lighting in that.
You want lighting up here, cupboard lighting. Is that the only place you want under cabinet lighting or cupboard lighting?
Well, yeah, there's only that cupboard, and the lighting is actually inside the cupboard.
Right.
And then, but I wouldn't mind some under what's in. But could you put, if I put open shelves, they're just shelves there. Could you put that sort of strip underneath that you did in Barford?
Yeah, we would need to know sort of the height of those, where they're going. This is all coming up. What's the height?
I don't even know there's going to be 3. There might only be 2 because they're big chunky shelves.
Would it just be on the bottom shelf?
Just on the bottom shelf. Yeah.
We'll have to get some low voltage cable in there, but a 2-core flex or something, won't we, Nige?
Yeah.
But we need to make sure it's coming out in the right place for where the shelves are going to go.
Yeah. Even though there are lights in the cupboard, I quite like a light under the cupboard as well. So lights.
All coming on at the same time?
Under that, yeah. Well, whatever's easiest.
I suppose it doesn't matter if we put it in kinetic switching, does it?
No.
What I like is when the light shines down onto the work surface.
Yeah. It's not difficult. It's just a bunch of low voltage cables that I've got to go back to an LED driver somewhere that I've got to go onto a kinetic receiver. So yeah, that's all right. We can do that.
That sounded very important.
It'd be a fucking miracle if it weren't. And if you get what you want.
Don't say that. I'm having a look here to see whether, because I think the lighting comes with the cabinet.
Oh, does it? Oh,
Let me
right.
have a look. I think it does.
Well, we'll have to know what that is then, because that might need 230 volts instead of 12 volt.
Glazed unit. I think those, I'm assuming, are the lights. Do you think those would be the lights? Only because it said
LED downlight times 3, 12 volt, 2.4 watts. Well, if they're 12 volt, that's fine. We can work with that.
I'm assuming those are the lights that go with that cabinet. And then I'm just checking that this is a 600.
A lovely cool white.
No, warm white.
Colour changing.
No.
Blue. Everybody likes blue.
Nothing lurid. No, warm white. Warm white. Don't you love my picture?
Have you admired Hilary's isometric 3D drawing there?
Yeah.
Well, she drew the fucking door and everything.
Because originally there was going to be work surface going around the corner.
You could draw a couple of Sims in there.
On the table and chair. You should have drawn yourself sort of sitting there with your little smiley face.
That's Tina's chair. Give it.
Right, so we should make a start then.
Is that all right? Do you know? You know what you're doing now?
Yeah, we'll plod on with that. Shouldn't take too long.
Do you want to listen to Radio 4?
Yes, why not? Why not? Just to piss Nigel off. He hates the BBC and their wokeness.
The BBC wank.
They are a bunch of cocksuckers, aren't they?
I like BBC 4, Radio 4. Right, I'm going to have breakfast now.
Yeah. And if we could ask if you could comb your hair before next appearing on camera.
Shut up.
Should I go and film Hilary eating her breakfast?
No, fuck off. I'll leave it to you.
Ah, time for a soup break. It was hard work, wasn't it? Nigel once again busy fingering his hole. So I shall get onto the useful steps of putting a couple of accessories onto here. Nigel's very kindly marked the line. That's 120 above the floor, is it, Nigel?
That's where you marked it here. I just took it from there.
Right, okay. But of course, life's never straightforward, is it, Nigel? And other trades do strive to fuck us over, and this is, of course, no exception. This is a kitchenette going in here. We all know that. We all know that.
We all know that.
The guys putting it in know that. They fucking know that. They've seen the plans. They know that. And they know that services are going on that 120 line. So guess where the fucking noggins are? Yes, indeed. 120 from the fucking floor level. So we're going to have to move them. Or at least a couple of them. Why must life be like this, eh? I mean, we superior electricians, the only trade that thinks about others.
Oh, I think I can feel the wood of the latch at the top.
You had a bit of a game in here, haven't you, Nigel?
Yes, yeah.
Look how clean Nigel looks. Doesn't he look clean?
I do today.
He does, actually, because all this chasing work happened yesterday. We just didn't film it, but we're back today. It's Friday afternoon, not going to be here for very long. We just want to get a few bits and bobs and odds and sods done. And these walls.
Oh, these bricks are solid.
We thought we were going to be in for an easy time because you've got all this thick, crumbly plaster. Just take off the plaster, Nige. Piece of piss, man. But no, it's thin over here. Yeah. And these bricks have been quite the bastard to cut into place.
Yes. Very, very tough bricks.
We have managed to get a socket box here, putting in a radial circuit. We're just doing a 2.5mm 20 amp radial for a kitchenette, and there'll be people raising their eyebrows at that, Nigel. Oh, not 32 amps for a kitchen. But remember, this is just a kitchenette for Hilary herself, so it's going to see very little traffic. The kettle's going to be on every now and again.
They do have a main kitchen.
The cooking facilities are on their own circuit. We are providing a 32 amp circuit for that. But they do have a main kitchen, as Nigel says, so it's going to be light duty, and 20 amp will be fine. 20 amp will be fine. No need to go into any particular overkill. So there's the end of our 20 amp radial. We did want to put another socket in on this stud wall for easiness of peasiness, but once again we were foiled by other trades who have put some structural woodwork all in there and made it quite difficult to do anything over this side, so we had to bite the bullet, and it was actually easier to fuck out the brick than to try and put something into to the corner on the stud-work. But that's fine, Hilary preferred it there anyway, so everyone's a winner in it. Our original plan as well was to do what you often see in a kitchen and take runs through down at a low level and just clip them to the wall, because it's all going to be covered over in units, so why chase it in, eh? Why chase it in, Nige?
I don't know.
The only trouble with that is the whole wall's getting skimmed, apparently, so we don't really want to attach stuff to the bottom because the plasterer may...
A bit shit.
Yeah. Presumably the skirting board's going to come off. We don't actually know. We assume they are. Hilary doesn't know either, so we couldn't really attach to there. Didn't really want to leave stuff trailing, so again we bit the turd and have chased that horizontally. A lot of people don't like horizontal chases, Nigel. Some people have said before, I wouldn't do it horizontally, I'd go up and over and down.
Why?
Yeah, well, I do think it's better for drops to come down vertically.
Vertical, horizontal.
But horizontal is permitted, of course, it is a prescribed zone. We just can't get under this floor above us to do much. So we would have to go up high and down. It would just mean so much more work here. And we are tight on time because, as is usual, other trades have been booked before we've done our due.
Spreader.
We had it last week, yeah, saying, the plasterer's coming Monday, can you just pop in and do your bit? Just
pop in?
Pop in.
Pop in?
like what we're doing is a quick, easy piece of piss, and we were just sitting around with our thumbs up our arseholes anyway, weren't we? So, that's a bit frustrating. The plasterers had to actually piss off so that we can do this. And we came in yesterday and got some done. We've got a couple of hours today if I ever shut up talking, just to try and get on top of it, because it's bank holiday on Monday and we've just been told that the guy's coming to carry on bank holiday. Who wants to work on a bank holiday, Nigel? I'll tell you what, I won't be working on a bank holiday. No. But it means that, again, if we don't do our bit, we're going to be holding up another trade, and that's not really our fault, because we should have been booked in before other trades. Yep. It should be the other way around, a case where they're saying, oh yeah, we've got the muck spreader coming in, can you do your bit? So no, we'll do our bit, then you book the cocksucking muck spreader to come in.
Yep.
Anyway, I really ought to shut the fuck up so that we can chuck some cables on the wall.
If you would.
Because we haven't got long this afternoon, I don't know that we're going to finish. And it's Friday, so the drinking hour is nearly upon us. Oh, that's a big tool, Nigel. Look at Nigel's big tool.
I do like big tools.
Yeah, it's a shame you don't know what to do with it.
I've just noticed I got a bit of brick. It's a bit shallow there, I'll take that back a bit.
I think some more of that might have to come out.
The rest is okay. Need to take a touch out the top of here. But just a couple of nibbles out and we're ready to pull the cable.
You nibble and chibble and I'll go and do whatever it is I do.
Okay. I'm not sure what you do.
Neither am I.
Well, you want the camera, don't you?
I hold the camera and scratch my balls. He's not wearing any mask or ear defenders. Look.
It's only a little bit.
Nice weather for ducks. How we doing, Marsh?
Need to take that back a couple of mil and it would slot in there.
As you can see, the old bastard has sunk boxes and capped cables. A lot of people don't like capped cables as well, Nigel.
Don't they?
Well, especially those in foreign climes who tend to use like Copex or conduit, which means obviously.
Well, I've seen a lot of people like the oval conduit. Now that's
Yeah.
quite nice, except you got to push your fucking cables for it.
Yeah, it does make things easier. Gosh, really caning it down at me. It does make things easier if you need to rewire or reroute or rejig in whatever way, I suppose, than capping.
Tell you what, I used to prefer the metal capping, but since I use plastic, I prefer plastic these days.
You look all wet, Hilary. You've been outside. You don't get out there, duck. It's raining.
Fuck off. Oh.
Bollocks. It's always when we're about to load up the van. We've got another job to go to now, so we're going to have to finish here. It's only 2 o'clock. Got to go to where there's been a fire. Chip pan fire. Does anybody still use chip pans? Apparently someone's put a chip pan on, it's caught fire. The fire brigade have put it out and they've turned the electric off pending checks by a Sparky. That'd be more interesting to film than this shit, wouldn't it? But I'm not going to. Right, so I suppose we'll get back in and then we can get cracking. What have we got here then, Hills?
Right.
We've got a fucking cooker hood that's kind of in the wrong place for the socket, isn't it?
He
I don't know, I think it's going to cover it, isn't it?
Luke twitched it and twitched it and twitched it till he got it right because everything was moving too far this way. So everything has been twitched to the left in the hope that it'll be all right with you. So he did it very much bearing in mind.
Yes, because your original measurements were to cock, I believe. To cock. Is that right, Hilary? You've got it all to cock.
Yes, that sort of sums it up. So what we've got is the hob is here. The people are coming to measure up the work surface tomorrow.
Of course, we've got no worktop, have we?
No.
Oh, so we haven't been installing any hobs and things today. Well, that's all right.
So
Because we want to get to a pub beer garden.
Oh,
the
is that your
earliest
plan?
opportunity, yeah.
Right, okay. So just, what do you think?
Well, what do you want us to do with regard to any of this? Because obviously we can put accessories on the wall.
Okay.
But then if you're looking to put on a splashback or tiling or something like that, you may be better off
We'll have to come off again.
doing that first, yeah. Do you know what you're putting?
No, still don't know. But if we tile the back of it, we can cut round any plugs and things, can't we?
Yes, but you're better off with the tiles coming to whether it's been cut and then placing the accessories so that they're on the tiles. What you don't want is to end up with them grouted into the tiles because
Right,
then no bugger can ever get them off again.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well, we could put all the accessories on and have them all live and buzzing.
That would be fantastic.
But when you come to do your splashback or tiling, they'll probably have to come off again.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's a major pain in the arse.
But that's going to be quite a bit down the line, I think.
Okay.
Well, anyway, whenever it is. The other thing is, those two cupboards there, Luke has just hung them on the wall because we needed to figure out
Are they
where
well
the
hung?
sink would go. They're well hung. I like a well hung cupboard, like my man. So the sink hole is going in the middle, and so he needed to put them up on the wall, but he said you can just lift them off.
Right.
Because then you've got to have a final something on them, but he's put them there to be lifted straight off, and then the light and the light, and there's plinth on the top, so the lights are here for them.
Well, you don't want them on yet, do you, if they're coming off the wall again?
Well, they're only coming off the wall so that you can wire the lights on.
Oh right, so you are ready for the lighting to go on those.
Yeah. So really, I suppose what I think Luke was expecting is for it to be as wired up and live as possible.
Okay.
And then the people coming to do the templates for the worktop are coming tomorrow. So then they will be able to measure around the sink and where the induction hob sits.
We're just putting white plastic accessories on here, are we? Rather than decorative. Well, we are for now, because that's all we've got.
Do for now.
And if you want to change them to some kind of
Fancy pants.
wanky brass or something,
Yeah. Yeah, do that for the time being.
go with your old school oven.
Yeah, and I've got a brass tap and I'm going to have brass knobs because I like a brass knob as well as a well hung cupboard. These, I think, are the lights that go in the cupboard.
Yeah, they look like it.
And Luke said he was expecting low voltage, blah 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 blah, then he said base over and what to do with them. And there's going to be some plinth around the top so they can be hidden.
You got something going on the top of the cupboards, have you?
Yeah, there's sort of a trim plinth type thing. So yeah.
Are you sure these are staying, aren't coming back off again in any way, shape or
Very
form?
specific that they to let you know they hung them there and they can come off. So,
Well hung.
well done. And in here, what he had to do, because what we didn't realise, we found some architrave for the door, so he had to move that over and that one over. So he moved those over, which was, and then hard.
When the fuck have been did with our shit?
Well, it was my fault because I forgot about the architrave. I mean, those don't need to be changed if.
Oh, we'll find something
Okay,
a bit nicer than those fucking things. They do.
They're in a poor place as well.
Okay.
Well, I think the placement might have to remain, but you said you weren't bothered about that.
I'm not bothered about that at all. No.
But we'll get something like we put in at Sam's place, perhaps a wider
I'll get
LED fitting. Okay, let's get jiggy with it. What are you doing, you work shy old poo burglar?
I'm putting a socket in a bathroom.
Jeepers creepers. It's finally dawned the day where Hilary gets her long-awaited bathroom socket, so she can listen to Radio 4 while lounging in the bath, 3 metres away. So that's okay, I guess. I've never actually known anybody who listens to Radio 4, have you, Nige? It's just something that...
I used to listen to Radio 4 if I wanted to chill out or fall asleep.
something that people put on in the background.
Yeah, no one's ever listening to it, are they? It's
No,
just on.
we're going to usually well-to-do people's houses, and they've got it chattering away in their kitchen, but no fucker listening to it. Can't blame them. Still looking fairly fresh trim in this bathroom. How are our Avaya downlights doing? Oh, lovely, lovely. Did you want a bit of light, Nigel?
That's fine, yeah.
Right, well I shall go downstairs and carry on in the kitchen. Keep calm and carry on, Nigel.
What's left to do down there?
The under-sink sockets and fuse for the LED driver and all that shit. Not a lot. I think they're expecting us to put in things like fridges and stuff today. We're not kitchen fitters. It's beneath us, isn't it, Nigel?
Absolutely.
And we've also got some stuff to do in the bedroom. Let's go and look at the bedroom. You may recall this area once being a little bit of a crappy corridor. Well, it's all been put together now. Still a bit of a crappy corridor, to be fair. I've got to pull some cabling through for lighting to rewire the remaining lights. That's the attic work we don't want to do today because it's far too lovely outside, and we are literally waiting for, or getting through the next couple of hours so that we can go and sit in the pub beer garden. Desperate for a pint. Had a couple of sockets to put on in this room. Well, this was the old bathroom here. No longer. and there was a doorway there which came into this smaller bedroom. It's now been made into a larger bedroom, and of course the bathroom has been put in next door. It's looking rather swish. The electrics are the real star of the show, I fancy. We've got a couple of sockets to cut in. There's a point behind that wall there somewhere where we've got a junction, and there's another socket to go there, so they've got to be opened up. I better check my file facts has the measurements in it, otherwise we're in a spot of bother for finding where that is. We're on the absolute 80s because Nigel and I absolutely can't agree on a radio station that we can both live with, and we can kind of do that. Accessories are going on. We've put the lighting into the cupboards. Surprised, weirdly, there was only 3 lights supplied because we were expecting 1 in each cupboard and 1 below each cupboard. But 3 lights does not a solution make when you have 2 cupboards. So we've got a couple of 12-volt drops here, and I'll probably put in some kind of LED tape, maybe in an extrusion or something like that, aluminium extrusion. We'll see. But there. What I don't have today is the LED driver. I've just had to order one, and the kinetic switching, because we're going to lose this switching point. So she'll have a 3-gang switch here for 1 pendant light, 2nd light, and under cab lights, which should all work out. Everything's on the wall, not necessarily on the level, because Nige can't seem to work a spirit level for love nor money. And you say to him about it, he says, "Oh, it's okay, they're coming off anyway." Yes, well, close enough, I suppose. So it's all taking shape. Onto some dead testing, so I can get this socket circuit commissioned. It's a 2515 radial, 20 amps. Ordinarily we'd put in a 32 amp service for kitchen sockets. This is only really a kitchenette, isn't it? It's only Hilary who's going to be doing a few bits and bobs in here. It's not going to be sucking up the juice too much. This socket is the end of chain, so should see the highest number. Let's switch the TIS MFT Pro into continuity and see what we get. 0.67, so I've got a loop on the other end, of course, and that proves my polarity. And if I can put that number in, easy cert, because that ought to be the highest number I see. As we go around testing all the other sockets, we should be getting lower numbers. The lowest being the one in Hilary's bathroom. A bit weird to have a bathroom socket on a kitchen circuit, but it's just the route of the thing that goes through there to get to here. 0.56, so yes indeed, we are going down. Oh. Lovely stuff. All very boring, but I shall carry on going around plugging this into the various outlets, and we'll see if anything interesting crops up. Better not. It's now 1:16 and the pub is calling. Whoop-de-doo! That's the first one in the chain. So our circuit is complete. Our numbers are as expected. Looking alright, mate. Let's go and see what old Numbskull's doing. You like the old sausage fucker?
It broke.
You're joking?
Fixed it. It didn't collapse.
Not just super stall, that's
No,
seen in our
all happened is
shit chat.
where it clips in the top, it came and clipped, and 3 of the bits at the top dropped inside.
Oh.
So I fixed it. Only took a couple of minutes.
Oh, it doesn't bode well. It's its first use though, isn't it, Nige?
Well, not really. I've used it, but I haven't used it.
Yeah, you keep bigging it up, mate.
Alright, let's. Who's bigging it up? I ain't bigging it up. I says it might be shit. I've never bigged this thing up.
What a prick.
Why? Why? You're calling my sister a prick as well. Is that what you're doing?
No
Is that what you're doing? Don't talk shit about my sister. Oh, go on, you can.
Nigel's about to cut a socket hole here. We could watch him do it, or we could fuck off. You're pleased to hear you seem to have made no wiring mistakes on the socket circuit, Nigel.
On the circuit?
No incorrect polarity, no outlets missed.
You're trying to insinuate something. You're repudiating my reputation.
It's 120, mate, and it's a scorcher out there.
Was it 120?
Yeah.
You going to do anything, or are you just wandering around talking shit?
I'm doing the clever stuff. I'm testing and inspecting.
Right, so if I take this up and cut a little hole where I think it should be, that should be past that wood, shouldn't it?
Yeah. You don't want to get wood marsh.
I'll put a little hole there and we'll see what's there. Well, at the right height, and we'll see what's there. What was it? 42 and a half, I think. So, it's the centre. I tell you what, great. This is great. I won't go back to a normal pencil.
Also seen on our shit chat episode, Nigel's super pencil.
And the pen.
And
The
pen.
refillable pen, that's been good. I even bought some fresh ink for it off Amazon, cheap. I didn't know you could get permanent marker ink. You can.
Oh, there you go.
Right, where are we?
Maybe I should invest in one of these things.
42.5, that's our centre. Right, I think it's going to be about there.
Fuck me, Nigel's got a spirit level. Nigel's spirit level is like indicators on a BMW. You know they're there, but fucked if you ever see them get used.
Right, let's make the little hole.
Complete lack of PPE. What an animal.
I have? I'll hold my breath.
No goggles, no mask.
Ooh, look at that, right on the cable there. Right, where's this?
You could probably use that as your right edge.
That's about there.
Yeah.
So if I just...
I may go back to doing something useful. Right, let's IR this thing. Insulation resistance, 500 volts, line to neutral. Lovely stuff, off scale high. Change into neutral earth. Neutral CPC, I should say. Lovely stuff. And line CPC. That one just had a bit of a twitch at the beginning there, didn't it? This tester shows me the lowest number recorded over that 10-second period. Let's just do that again. I'm going to record that as 999. There was that little twitch there, but it's pretty consistent that it's nice and high.
There's someone.
Yes. Just as we're hoping to escape. Who's this?
Let's fuck off before we get a wider ear.
Yeah. Jesus, we were just about to get off down the pub as well, weren't we?
Well,
we've loaded up the van.
We are. Not were. We are.
We probably should go and tell her what we've done. We haven't attempted to move your fridge in.
Right, okay.
And we can't do the cooker until the hob's here.
The hob is here.
I mean, until it's ready to go into the worktop.
Oh, I see. Oh, I
because
see.
both that and the oven need to connect up to it.
Oh, right. Okay.
But also, I haven't got the protected device to go in the consumer unit for that. I've got to get that.
So the fridge is ready. Is the fridge ready to go in?
I don't know. I don't know anything about integrated fridges.
Okay.
I presume these doors come off and have to be
Yeah.
fitted to it.
in. I'm sure Luke will know how to do that. But is it just a plug in?
Yeah.
So just bump and off it goes?
Should be.
Oh, well, that's all right, I'm sure.
Right, and you just switch it on from here.
Oh, right, okay.
So you just leave that on.
So plug it in there and switch it on from there.
Yeah, that's just so it can be isolated without having to pull it out if you need to.
And the cooker?
The cooker, well, everything's ready for it.
Okay.
But we haven't got it connected at the other end because we haven't got the part for that. I've got it on my shopping list of things that I need to get.
Okay.
Should be able to pick one up from CEF.
Hello, did you think I left you? Did you? Say hello to the camera.
You like having the camera pointed at you, don't you? The lighting's all in.
Oh, let's have it.
Well, I can't turn it on.
Oh, right, okay.
I say it's all in.
Yeah.
Again, we haven't done the wiring down here.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure where Luke wants that socket. He's brought the cables in right next to his pipe. And we don't want to go put in the socket somewhere that's going to foul his plumbing.
Okay.
I've also got to get a couple of parts because as I say, we're short of a light for the inside. But when I say the lights are in, these cupboards are all connected up now.
Okay.
The lights there, they're connected up. The wires dangling down. Well, what we're going to have here is a 3-gang switch.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, right.
Lights.
Oh, brilliant.
The switch is in a
3-gang.
It's in a white plastic, I'm afraid. We can't find any other colour for it. So if you don't like it decoratively, you might have to get creative with the sticky back plastic and
that's
vajazzle it up in some way.
They do look just quite clean and tidy and neat, don't they? Which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you need now for Luke to...
We need the worktops on so that we can connect up the oven and the hob.
Okay, they're doing the template tomorrow.
We need Luke to do whatever he needs to do here to connect up the sink so that we can physically see where a decent place for the socket under there it can go.
Okay.
So that box
once the sink is in, you can then see where to place it.
Yeah. Once that's on, we can connect up these lights.
Okay.
We'll have to come back with something to go under here in some kind of fashion. Whether that's just like a naked strip like you had in your old house, or whether it's in some kind of extrusion just to make it look prettier.
Okay.
Not really going to see
You're
it.
not going to see it, are you?
No.
So. Okay, and in there?
In there, I'm taking measurements of the lights you've got, because it's just the lights that need changing in there.
Oh, fine, okay.
So
and I've got my socket upstairs.
And you've got your socket upstairs.
And Lizzie's landing?
The back bedroom's done. We've done that as well.
Oh, brilliant.
So
great.
The sockets are in there. We haven't moved that unit back in her bathroom, have we?
Yes.
Oh, we have. Oh, you didn't knock anything over?
The break.
Fucking hell.
Well, if I did, I might have hidden it. No, nothing's broken.
Oh, well, that's great. So I need Luke. I need the worktop. I need Luke back that unit there, and then you need to come back to do. And at that point, you might be able to do some lights.
Yeah, the bits for those are on order. They should be here tomorrow.
Okay. So if I order the lights that I want, that I've seen.
Yes.
Will you be able to?
Yes. You get them in. Now we're ready for them. We will be from tomorrow.
Fine. Okay.
And then the lights can be commissioned.
So what I'll do is I'll tell Luke what you've done. Then when Luke comes back, I'll then tell you where we're at. I'm not chasing you or nagging you, I'm just updating you so that you can fit it in. I feel like I'm nagging you, but... Oh, okay.
So these sockets are all live, they can be used. Obviously, that doesn't do anything at the moment.
Can I plug things into here now?
Yeah. You haven't got any worktops to put things on.
No, I haven't done that, but cardboard's a lot cheaper than marble, right? Thank you.
So yeah, sorry you haven't got a fridge in there and an oven working yet.
Well, no, that's the one. I'm not going to do anything with the oven anyway. So, so the oven, you need a thing for the oven. Did you say?
No, we just need. The oven could. Yeah, we need the breaker for it, don't we? We need for the board. That's what we haven't got today. Otherwise, we could have just connected up the oven.
That's right. I'm not going to.
But we will need to get behind the oven again to connect up the hob. So it just makes sense to do them both together.
Sure. Okay. Fab.
Otherwise, we're connecting it up and then taking it all out again.
Okay. Brilliant. You going to the pub now?
Fucking A. Do you want to come?
No, I'm going to go and put 13 shrubs in somebody's garden.
13 what?
Shrubs.
Shrubbery.
Yeah, shrubbery.
Shrubbery.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go and look at my sockets upstairs.
Yes, and plug it in.
That's one I've been most excited about.
What are you plugging in while you're in the bath?
It's so that I don't have to sit on the floor to dry my hair, so I can plug my hairdryer in.
I noticed you got a lamp in there.
You're going to have a lamp in there.
Yeah, I saw you got a lamp.
Yeah, because the lights, somebody put some lights up there and they're really bright.
Where?
When I'm in the bath, I just stare up at them, so I'm having a lamp-light bath.
Where's the lamp going? On that table in the corner? You're not dragging it closer to the bath, are you?
No, it'll stay. It's requisite distance. I wouldn't jeopardise that.
A socially distanced light.
No, it doesn't matter.
Have a nice time at the pub.
I see that this is the way to run a business, isn't it, Nige? Just to get to 2:30 in the afternoon and say, fuck it, deaf it, let's go to the pub.
Definitely, the way to be.
Can you imagine having a proper job and us having to like work from 9 till 5 or something? Ridiculous. It'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? God damn it. On a hot day like this.
It's the only reason I put up with you.
Because I'm a lazy bastard. Just desperate to get drunk. Right, let's post a picture on Instagram for our followers there. All 3 of them. Hopefully, this is kind of our last day on this annex part.
Yes, hopefully.
Jobs today: decommission that light and switch drop, put up these new lights, which are of a fashion.
Of a fashion of some sort.
Which are going to go up in those 2 positions there. Wire in the oven and hob. Wire in the under cabinet lights and under sink socket that the dishwasher plugs into.
Is there something else going on?
There's the unsweety bit, but I think we're done in there, aren't we? Let's get the fan on. I don't know if we caught this on camera. We put in these. You want to knock that off, Nige, for me, please? Just the switch out there. We put in these end light, down lights. There you go. Put it back on again now, because we had some quite large holes to fill, and well, they fill them all right. We haven't changed that fan actually. It's a bit rattly, isn't it? Probably should put a nice quiet expeller in there, but no urgency on that because there's no, obviously the bathroom's not done yet. Far from it. So all the action is happening into here today, and hopefully by the end of the day we shall have some under cab lights on. Sockets are already commissioned. Some overhead headlights should be working, and some cooking should be cookerable.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Because we couldn't get switch drops pulled into place, because we couldn't physically get under the floor to pull new switching in. We've got one of these kinetic style things. It's not actually kinetic because it's got a battery in there, a 2032 battery or something, which is white, lights up when you press a button, and 3 little wireless receivers. So one of them will turn on the overhead lights, one of them will turn on the under cabinet lights, and what the hell did the third one do? Oh no, these 2 lights are separate, aren't they?
Are these going to be switched separate? No, because they're wired in as one.
Oh, they're not supposed to be.
You've got a cable going to that one and then one coming to here.
No, they're just feed cables, aren't they?
That's right, they're just...
Fucking don't worry me, Nige. Jesus,
Yes, they are just
Crispin Christ. Yes, that's all we've got is a feed into that furthest position, then a feed out to the nearest position, so there'll be a wireless receiver on each of those, so that the one over the dining table is separate from the one over the sofa.
You love it.
That's just what I want.
That's just what you want.
Oh dear. I've ordered some light bulbs.
Have you?
And from Amazon, and they haven't turned up yet.
You've just been out and bought some.
I've ordered about 12, and they're like little candle ones with a twiddly bit and a squirrel cage. What's it in the middle?
Jesus, look at that rain.
Actually, the garden.
All right. Well, we won't use our light bulbs then. You're telling us to stick our superior Sylvanias up our arse,
No.
so that you can put in your
Let's have a look what they're like.
cheapo, nasty Amazon.
What do you think
shite
of
the antlers?
The antlers?
They're very horny.
They're horny, aren't they? They're very plastic.
They're real. It's real, isn't it?
Plastic.
They're plastic.
Yes. I've got some real horn antlers, But, so
You
yeah.
sure they're plastic?
I'm
They've got a grain.
Well, they're resin. They're a resin type thing, yeah.
I didn't put them on.
They clip on something, yeah, they've got to clip on.
Well, we need to ask you about height.
Yes, yeah.
More importantly,
Yeah.
before Nige hijacks you, you need to ask about under cabinet lights. Because
Right.
your kitchen fitter company, useless as they always are, supplied
Okay.
3 instead of 4.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
Can you click that on, Nige? So we're going
Oh, the
to...
dishwasher installed.
The sockets in.
Oh, look at that.
We can put cool white underneath and warm white on top.
Okay.
No, I'm fucking with you. I can't believe you didn't tell me to piss off then.
No, sorry.
We're going to put strip underneath, LED strip. Warm white LED strip, because I've just been out and we can't find anything else
No, that's fine.
at 12 volt that will do it, that's
So
available.
there'll be just little strips running along there.
Well, do you want them at the back or do you want them toward the
Oh,
front?
do they go? Oh, no, that's fine then. Yes, yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Keeps
that's
it
much more
hidden.
sensible. Yeah. And anything on top?
No, we weren't planning on putting something on top unless you want something on top.
No, that's absolutely
You
fine.
can have something on top.
No, just put some. So what are these for?
They're the cables that will be supplying your bottom lights.
My bottom lights. I like my bottoms lit up. At my age, I have several bottoms. Great. So yeah. And is that all straightforward?
Yeah, Nige is going to connect that up.
On that.
And the oven's straightforward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got these little receivers for the lights to work off our light switch, which is in a beautiful white plastic.
Okay.
You like white plastic,
I
don't
do
you,
like a
Nige?
bit of white plastic. So I thought it was going to be a 3-way thingamabob.
1, 2, 3.
Ah. Okay. So height-wise,
Yes.
I guess.
Well, I've taken the links out of this because they're very low. You'll be just banging your head on without them.
Do you want the one over the dining table at a different height to the one over the settee, or are we going to match them up?
No, both the same. What? So I don't get the chain?
Well, no, I can put the chain back on. I've taken it off because
Is it
with
just?
the chain on, it's down here.
Yeah. And
So
it's got. Yeah. So let's have a look at.
if I just get on a hop up and hold it up
over here. How's it the room's looking? It's starting to look nice, isn't it?
Right, it's alright if you like the style.
Okay, so the height, this with just one link in,
Okay.
which I need to loosen off, it'll actually be about 1 centimetre lower.
Okay.
It's there. So you're about.
Come down a bit. Well, that's quite low, isn't it? That. I think.
I tell you what, you stand underneath it and I'll raise it up until you're happy.
There.
There. So
Yeah.
if I had another 2 links back to that.
Yes.
Yeah, someone talk out their
And I
eye
think
out on
the
that
same-
thing.
And I think the same here as well. Will you
About the same
hold
height.
it? Hold it in that position so I can look from this.
So that's
this
about
end of
2
the room.
links worth there.
He's been whining about his wankers cramp all morning, so don't make him stand in that position for too long.
Using my left hand.
Yeah, give it another couple. Yeah, another couple of links, and that will be absolutely
Yeah.
fine. Thank you. Lovely. Do you like them? Silence. Oh, you boys have got no taste. What are you? Anyway.
Well, you're right there.
That's true. Well, there's a thing. But there's 2 things. Old man Martian is just setting the oven clock. I've got 15:06, old boy.
Yeah.
No, not 15:21, 06. Blimey. Be 15:07 by the time you've done this.
It's 15:06.
Dickhead.
What have I just said?
I don't know why oven clocks have to be so impossible to set. If you just set a timer, I bet you just set a bloody timer.
Yeah.
Now what are you doing, you bellend?
I don't know. I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't know what it is.
Oh, well, that's the timer menu. That's the clock. There you go. Of course, it's not as easy as just pushing plus and minus. Oven clocks. Why? Why does this need to be the case? And why don't they remember the fucking time? And anyway, the bloody time is in the DAB signal, which is in the air all around us. So why don't these things just have a little chipset in them, like your DAB radio, which just picks up the date and time automatically without all this pissing around?
Someone else can do it.
You see, he can't do it. He's going
Can't do
to.
it.
Someone else can have to do it. He can't do it.
It's like I can't work a washing machine.
Can't be done. That's what he's saying.
Can't
Can't be
do
done.
Can't do a dryer.
Do you think you can at least switch on the lights so that we can see the full glory? Wireless switch over there. Quite a nice wireless switch as it goes. And under cabs. Or in cabs, under cabs. Remember the LED tape? Oh, I had to bend down quite a lot to get to that then. Because, as I said, the kitchen fitter company only provided 3 cabinet lights for 4 positions. Have you just turned the oven?
I've turned it off because I don't know where I set there, and I don't want it to be set, so I've unset it.
You're worried that you're going to cook the instruction manual that's still sat inside it?
Yes.
We should have an attempt at doing that, setting the clock. The cooker hood, I tell you what, you can see a flicker from the lights on the cooker hood, which is something to do, of course, with the supply. It's just noticeable on the periphery of your vision. That's another thing. All this plastic waste, they give you a fucking energy efficiency label with all these new products. It's made of plastic. What are you going to do with it? Throw it in the bin?
Yeah.
Madness. The world's gone mad. I fucking hate this planet and every fucker on it.
Yeah, I hate you too. English.
We've got Sylvania lamps in there, but Hilary has got her own coming, so we'll leave her with those until she gets her non-Sylvania shit lamps from Amazon, and then we can take them back. I suppose otherwise, I think that's a wrap for 2020 on this place, you know, for the most part. There's still some bits and bobs to do. We've still got to rewire the top floor lights, which is just us pulling some cables for an attic. There's no point filming it. You've seen in the attic. The main body of the work is done. The new consumer unit's in, has power to the outbuilding. The annex has been rewired. There's new bathrooms. One of the bedrooms has been remodelled. There's not a lot else that's going to happen in 2020. That's going to involve us. But there is still a lot to do because the kitchen and utility will be knocked down eventually. I can't see that happening this year. I can't see that happening next year either, to be fair. So there are still some significant changes to potentially capture if we're still bothering with any of this. I don't know. We're depressed because they announced the draft for public comment for Amendment 2, which is talking about AFDDs now having to go in for circuits under 32 amps. And it just makes you want to fucking give up, doesn't it? Makes you want to give up the game. It's all too much like hard work. It's 15:10 now, Nige.
Yeah. That's right. If it's set to the same, it cancels it out. So there you go.
There we are. Service with a smile.
Yeah.
It's 15:11 now.
Ready?
That is us, young man. Let's pack up, bugger off, and that's the Manor House concluded for now, with the exception of some odds and sods, until we get the nod that major work is going ahead in the kitchen and utility.
Yes.
September 23rd. 10 months. Not that we've been here for 10 months, but it's been ongoing over 10 months. Well, we nearly escaped, didn't we? It's now 15:15. And just as we were about to go out the door, the Amazon man turned up with a bunch of no-brand light bulbs. So our Sylvanias are coming out, and some curly-ended ones are going in. On the left there is the ones Hilary's bought. On the right is the Sylvanias. So we've got 10 lamps now.
So we're replacing these quality Sylvanias with these unknown
with these
things.
Yeah, Chinese, goodness knows. Well, we'll have to see if they last the biz. At least it's off our warranty. They do look more in keeping, I suppose.
Yeah, because they got horns.
Yeah, they've got pointy ends. Marge will drop one in a minute. Let's see
one that drops one.
See what they look like. They are definitely an orangier colour. They're a warmer colour. Yeah, I think they're all right. They're all right. The trouble with these lights is they're very stark because there's no shade around them, so you have a very... Oops, because they're danglers, it's a bit sort of in your face and your eye line. I don't think she's going to be using them much. She'll be using lamps of an evening, won't she, in this room? I suppose. So anyway, a change of light bulbs and then we'll be gone. So this time it wraps up the Manor House 2020. Did something just trip? Well, this isn't looking half bad, is it, Nigel?
Nope.
It's always nice to see a finished room after one has been busying with the first fix for a while. I think last time we saw this it was still a bit of coving to go around the top there, but apart from that it seems to be finished, doesn't it?
Yes, it's cosy.
That splashback, mirrored splashback we've got another job where they've gone for this sort of textured effect. It must be in. It just looks like it's got chip fat splashed all up in it, doesn't it? Mind you, the mirror over here is the same. Well, there's a handsome pairing. So, yes, this is probably our last visit for a while, at least in terms of work. The sun is shining at last because, Jesus, it has been raining a lot this year. We are here to stick an exterior socket down in this corner. We're going to take a feed from inside through the wall, bang an exterior socket on, and then bang on some 12-volt spike lights coming off that to the muddy bit of the garden there. And they're just going to be switched from inside the house, so that's just something we're going to quickly bash away at this morning. Watch out, man at work. Well, I say man, and I say work.
Hey?
No, I was just getting the cable through the wall there for our exterior socket. I'll tell you what I haven't shown you, beloved viewers, is the the loo. Because of course this was all being done. They look alright, don't they? We left the original light positions in rather than trying to bust through this lath and plaster ceiling to centralise them, but I think, you know, it works alright. The plumber, to be fair to him, he's done a good job. If you remember, the old Jesus shrine was behind there, and still is, I presume. It's not a bad bog for having a comfy cack, if you're into that kind of thing. What's that old bum tickler doing behind there? Fiddling with himself, no doubt. The pervert. Anyway, while he gets that cable connected up in there, I'll just quickly show you how we've all seen exterior sockets before. There's nothing new here. This is a Wessex model, similar to the BG ones. Drilled a drain hole down there. It's affixed to the wall. We're actually running a 3-core cable through here. 3-core, Nigel, what do you think about that? Hey? The reason for that is the 3-core 1.5mm. It's actually, this socket is going to be connected to a plug top at the other end. We're not hardwiring it in as a spur. So, what Nigel's doing is he's putting a flex to a plug top, but there's also going to be a fuse on the inside with a 3-amp fuse in it. A switched fuse, and that's because there's a bit of a dual purpose arrangement. We've got a permanent line, neutral earth, coming out to service the socket at 13 amps, and the 3-amp switch fuse inside will activate the 4th core, which will go to an LED driver. And the LED driver we're going to site within the box there, because obviously it's IP rated and the driver's tiny, and then that's going to feed our spike lights going to the garden. And we do it so it's all done at 12 volts. You know, we like 12-volt lighting, we've talked about that before, and that's because we've got no route to get across here, so we'd either have to put in an armoured cable if we wanted to get 230 volts here, and I don't like stringing 230 volts anywhere outside that I don't have to be, especially not for lighting. So we're just going to chuck in effectively a 2-core HO7 flex across there, and it is just going to lie in the corner across here for now. There are plans to do work out here and for all this to sort of get dug up, so we'll worry about getting proper armoured feeds where they need to be eventually. But for now, this is just to run some 12-volt lights. And you know what, a 12-volt cable just stuffed down the corner there, no one's going to cut it, it's not going to get anybody's way, and even if someone were to put the shears through it, 12 volts, it's not a shock or trip risk, mate. You might ask, why are we sighting the LED driver out in there and not inside? That's just because we don't want to have to bring through both a 12 volt cable and a 230 volt cable through the wall. It just means drilling 2 holes. It's a bit of a messier solution. Yes, it would be more ideal if the electronics of the LED driver were to be located inside, but it's only a tiny thing. It'll do just fine. We've installed plenty of these things in IP boxes over the years, not had any callbacks, any problems, so I think we're going to be just fine here. And of course, anything we put in is a 2-year warranty, as I've said before. So, you know, if we put it in, which way is the sun? If we put it in and it fails, it'll be me who comes out and sorts it out under warranty, and I'm prepared to take that risk because I think it's going to be just fine. Right, let's get on with it while the sun's shining, because I'm not convinced it's not going to rain. You look like in a magical fairy grotto garden or something. Some kind of troll.
Thought you were calling me a fairy.
Sockets all together over there. Nigel's just pulled that flex over there. Here's the next job. Would you like to model one of these, Mr. Marsh? Is to connect an IP68 T-piece junction in your own time, please.
I am doing it in my own time. Right? Not dancing to your tune.
Oh, lovely. Does it do it for you, Nige? Obviously these are rated at 230 volts 3-core, we're only running a 2-core cable at 12 volts, but what the hell. And we'll be sticking in these fellas. We've used these quite a lot in the past. Not had any trouble with them. They actually look a bit danky inside, doesn't it? A bit weird. We just get these from Amazon, to be honest, because all the wholesalers, all they'll sell you are GU10s.
They've changed these, haven't they?
Are they?
You used to take one end off and you'd have a slidey piece.
I think one end still slides, doesn't it?
No, they're all fixed.
They're all fixed?
No?
Oh, that's quite good. I prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the wholesalers will sell you GU10 models. And we don't like stringing 230 volt cables around. As I've said before, and I know I've said this before, I'm very boring like this. It seems strange to run an armoured 230 volt cable to the flower bed and then go stringing frigging flex at 230 volts right around the bits that people are going to be pruning by.
No, I've had a zap off metal outdoor lights before.
And of course water gets into them, they trip. I had a trip job just a couple of weeks ago because of that. Someone sticks a spade through it, there's a bang and the RCD goes off if you're lucky, or you're thrown across the garden if you're not lucky. Sometimes, because these are a fairly utilitarian appearance, sometimes the customer says I don't want them, I want something flashy, in which case we often fit these converters. Obviously they're not voltage converters, they're presentation converters, and allow an MR16 lamp to fit into a 230 volts GU10 fitting. But obviously you do need to install the transformer, the LED driver, to bring it down to 12 volts, otherwise it's going to explode in your face. These are the lamps that we tend to use. They seem pretty good. Again, we get them from Amazon because not many places seem to have, I don't know actually, they probably do have MR16 LED lamps, but these are nice and bright. 280 lumens is fine. Not had any problems with these Septum ones over the years, and we have been putting them in for a few years now, at least not in the MR16. No problems in the MR16 form factor. So, you know, it'll be alright. I did have one video where I showed these going in and someone commented going, oh, but they say they're for indoor use only. I'm sure most LED lamps say they're for indoor use only. What they kind of actually mean is for use within an enclosure, not exposed to the elements as a naked lamp. You stick it in an IP enclosure and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So let's not shit our pants about it. I mentioned my 2-year warranty, I think I already have. So, you know, we're going to put these in. If they fail in the next 2 years, it's my problem, not anybody else's. And
ain't my problem.
No one's been calling me back out for these things in the past. They're quite generous, the lead lengths on these as well. I think it's about 5 metres or something ridiculous. Anyway, enough talk. Let's get these things in and illuminating some plantage. We've left the, apart from the middle one which we've cut down, we've left the full length of flex on these.
Okay.
So if they need to be chopped down further.
Or I can just curl it up and...
Yeah, that one's just sort of curled up at the moment in the corner. And obviously...
Do you want me to take a photograph of it tonight?
Oh, you can do, yeah.
So this is my big new grey box.
Actually, a big ugly grey socket box.
So I can plug things in there.
You can, yes.
Okay.
And then the 12-volt cable just runs along there, so when you're pruning, try not to prune the cable. It won't shock you, but it will stop your lights from working.
And I'll be able to plug in my industrial powered vibrator there.
Do you plan on using the vibrator in the garden? Mind you, may as well.
Quite a private area.
Vibe with the view, mightn't you?
It's a nice day now, isn't it?
Although if the view is Nigel's arse hanging out of his trousers, you might want to
Oh, that was the temptation.
wait until later. You left her tidying up your mess out there, Nigel.
Yeah, well, that's woman's work, isn't it?
Okay, well if you'd like to switch on the fuse, which you've got concealed behind there, we should see some liggets come on. Well, we would do if they were facing us. Oh yeah, they came on. Well, that's a miracle, because Nigel wired them up. Right, let's grab the tester, and we'll take a ZS of that socket.
Try and drink me bloody tea.
Polarity good. Well, we've already dead tested it, we know it's good, but we just want to get a ZS on a no trip setting using the TIS MFT Pro. 1.02, which is fine for this. Trying to think
It's 13 amp protective, do I?
it is, yeah. So it's on a 32 amp circuit, which has a maximum ZS of 1.1 anyway. But as Nigel says, the overcurrent protected device for this appliance here is the 13 amp BS1362 fuse. So our actual permitted ZS here is rather higher. Anyway, let's have a look at these lights. These lights are all on. That one's on. Yes, yes. Lovely stuff. We'll leave you to artistically place those wherever you want to stick them, Hills.
Exactly where I want to stick them. Yeah, they're going to look great.
Yeah. And if any flexes need shortening, obviously let us know.
Okay. No, thank you. Fantastic job as ever.
Marvellous. Praise indeed.
That reduced the bill.
No.